Mrs. Scott-Cato, would you allow Mr. Etheridge to ask you a question?
Thank you, and thank you for taking the question. You speak about imposing tariffs on imports from around the world, and particularly those you consider to be nations that manufacture in a way that damages the climate. Have you considered in this thought the fact, and I know this from having worked in steel stockholding myself for many years, that by doing this you will drive up the prices all across the EU, and the end user price will go through the roof as well, and effectively there's a huge risk to employment and jobs across the EU by taking these measures rather than allowing people to buy competitively?
I really
Bitte,
the
Frau
way
Kollegin.
round. In my view, if we want to maintain high standards in Europe, then we have to require other countries to keep those standards as well. If we don't do that, we're simply involved in a race to the bottom. So the ideal is that we set high standards here in Europe, we protect them when it's possible to do that by a tariff at our border, and therefore we enable the rest of the world to rise to our higher standards. So for me, that's what a constructive trade policy would look like in the case of steel, but for other products as well. If we're going to have high standards in Europe, then we must require the rest of the world to rise to those standards.
Vielen Dank, Frau Kollegin.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Scott-Cato.